everyone, Nicole Cavedo here. I told you I'd bring you videos at least once a week. So my very first video I'm going to bring you is about intermittent fasting. I have done a lot of research on intermittent fasting. I have seen where it says it's not that great for women to do because hormones and yada yada yada. You do have to be careful with your hormones. If you're pregnant, you don't fast. Common sense. Please use some common sense. You don't fast. That's not a good idea. But throughout the research, I have found a lot of videos where, the guys are telling all about why women should fast or women shouldn't fast, and hormones and this, that, and the other. And I found very few with just women talking, with women telling, how they've done it and what works for them. So, what works for me? I do a 16-hour fast with an 8-hour eat time window. Say I go from 12 to 9 or 11 to 8 or 10 to 7. It just sort of, it depends on my schedule. I've set it up to fit my schedule because I've got a pretty busy schedule. The biggest thing I will tell you is make sure you eat your proteins. Lean, grass-fed beef, chicken, fish, salmon, omega-3s, things like that, nuts, seeds, plenty of vegetables. Make sure you get your greens in there. You need to fill yourself full of healthy fats. You need to fill yourself, fiber. You need to make sure that in your 8-hour time frame you're still getting your required amount of protein, fiber, and you can have some carbs. I highly recommend though that no sugar whatsoever, no processed sugar at all. Completely take that off the picture. When you're doing your fasting, you need to drink water, as much water as you can. I would say the best guide for you is take your weight, divide it in half, and that's how many ounces of water a day you should be drinking. If you want to have coffee, no cream, no sugar, strictly black. Green tea is really good. Green tea is a thermogenic, so that's really, really good for you. I highly recommend some green tea in the mornings if you desperately need something. If you get up in the morning and you're really, really hungry, try to limit your intake to about 6 grams of protein, whether that's in almonds or walnuts or a piece of chicken, or just a piece of steak or something like that. Try to limit your protein, no carbs, none at all, because you're going to give yourself an insulin spike. And the biggest thing here that you're trying to achieve is insulin sensitivity. Diabetics are insulin resistant, and what you want to achieve is the opposite. Every time that you take in food, insulin spikes. That's its purpose. That's what it does. So remember to be very careful about if you have carbs. Try to do it in the form of things like almond butter or coconut butter, things of that nature. If you desperately need something, beans, black beans, white beans. Those are good for you. Just watch your fats. Watch what you're eating. Be careful to use things like olive oil instead of vegetable oil or canola oil. And it works. You'll notice. You might have a headache for a couple of days, but you will notice a huge change. You'll notice that you're starting to react better, that you feel better, and it really does work. And you will watch the fat truly fall off. It's a wonderful thing to do. So. Anyway, I hope everyone has a blessed day, and I hope this video helps. If you have questions, please feel free to ask, comment, and as always, subscribe at the bottom, and have a healthy day. Bye!